Hey guys, Derek here. Welcome back to the channel. Today we are starting a new series, we're starting season 2 of The Umbrella Academy. So it's new for this channel, but I've already seen season 1 and I didn't have a channel when I watched it, so there's no reactions on my channel for that. But season 2, we are ready for. Now, if you don't know what The Umbrella Academy is, essentially The Umbrella Academy is the story about this family who all have superpowers, and the way they got superpowers is that randomly on some day in 1980 or 90 or something like that, a whole bunch of women around the world started the day not pregnant, and then by the end of the day, they all had babies. And a lot of these babies, developed powers, or at least these 7 did, because they were cultivated. And a man named Reginald Hargreaves bought these kids from their parents because, he figured there has to be some sort of phenomenon with them. They were born on the same day. Maybe he was informed ahead of time about it. Who knows? He also might be like an alien. I don't know. There was a weird scene from season 1 of like rocket ships leaving a planet that he was on that he potentially might be not from this planet. Who knows? But he bought these kids, raised them, treated them more as objects or numbers than actual kids, and named them as such, numbers 1 through 7. And essentially made them into like the X-Men or the Avengers or whatever. There was just these kids that were this superhero group, and it was probably somewhat glamorous in some respects, but then because they had a lot of fans, but then very dysfunctional in others. Like this season 1 of the show is very much like a family drama inside of a superhero setting, so to speak, similar to how Haunting of Hill House was like a family drama set inside a horror setting. This is family drama set inside superheroes. But season 1 starts off like well after they've already done all that. They're all grown up and kind of living with the aftermath of their upbringing. One of them wrote a book about like what it felt like to be part of that, because she didn't have powers, she thought, and that kind of put a rift through their family, and they were kind of living all separate, and then their father dies or is murdered, and it brings them all back to the house to figure out what happened and deal with the aftermath of him dying. And it's just like, it's very interesting because it involves time travel and all these crazy things, because speaking of time travel, one of the kids, number 5, jumped to the future because, that's what he does. He jumps locations, that's his power, but he could also jump through time, and he decided to jump to the future before he could like control his power, and he got stuck there. And so during the funeral or whatever, he jumps back. Turns out he's lived like a whole life. He's like an old man, but then now he's back in his kid body. So it's like very interesting dynamic. The actor is incredible. All the dynamics between these actors is fantastic. But yeah, so he jumps back from the future to warn them about the end of the world. He's like, the end of the world is coming. I saw all of you dead. Happens in like 5 days. We need to fix this. And that's the story of season 1, is them trying to go through this process of figuring out how the world ended and what they can do to stop it. Different things happen involving future time agents that come back and disrupt things, and turns out 5 was working for the time agents, and all very complicated stuff. But one of the big things and how the season ended is we learned that Vanya, number 7, did have powers. She was just lied to about it from her father and number 2, I believe. And like she's low-key secretly the most like powerful one, which is kind of insane, but she goes a little crazy and a little villainy towards the end, and they stop her, but in their attempt to stop her, she like shoots the moon with her powers and destroys the moon, and it's gonna destroy the world. And then Five jumps all of them back in time, and that's how season 1 ended, is them jumping back in time again, and we don't know what's gonna happen now. You know, plenty of things can happen. I'm excited to see the different dynamics between the family members. I'm excited to see Klaus. He's my favorite. Yeah, it's gonna be a very exciting episode. The description for this, it's called Right Back Where We Started, and says, after dropping his siblings into an alley in Dallas in different years, Five scrambles to track them all down and stop a new doomsday threat. So I guess the world's ending again anyway, and Five has to stop it again. I'm pumped. This show is great. It's very quirky, very energetic and fun, and I'm really going to enjoy seeing this. I hope you guys enjoy it as well. You know, starting new series it's a bit of a mix on this channel. Some videos get like 100 views. Outer Banks start off with 17,000. So who knows how this one will do, but you know, I love this show, so I'm gonna watch it regardless of how well it does on the channel. But hopefully you guys like what you see. If you do like what you see, please consider leaving a like on the video, and please consider subscribing if you want to see the rest of my reactions for this season. I'm trying to get my Patreon all caught up. I got real behind for a backlog of uploading those full-length videos, but I'm going to try and get caught up on that. But yeah, other than that, let's jump into Season 2, Episode 1 of The Umbrella Academy.
Klaus, get over here. Yeah. Look.
What's that say?
Yeah, I mean, he's pretty my type, but I'd have to see him from the shoulders down. You idiot. Oh, yeah.
He's my type. 1960. Okay.
1960.
3 years until the assassination of JFK. I love the music in this show. Jason! Okay, of course he lands on his feet. He's still not very good at controlling his time travel, is he? I mean, maybe it's because he had 5 other people to do it with. That is 2 days after JFK's assassination. Maybe 3. Frank Sinatra. Oh, what's up, Vanya? Okay. Okay. Look, ghosty face. Cloud. Ooh, long hair, looking fresh, son. Ghost of War Past. It's like Aragorn. He could be Aragorn. Brothers. Yes, Benjamin. You octopus freaky Kraken boy. I heard a rumor
that I blew your minds.
Oh my gosh, that's like from Kingsman when their heads explode like that. Did he just... What did he do? He didn't like do anything, he just dodged. Why is he old?
What's going on here?
Yeah, what is happening? Didn't he retire out? Or did his lady friend die? Dang, son. You just got nuked. Wow. Heck of an opener. Starting the season off strong.
Dead.
Yeah.
Cancer.
Aww.
Took her quick. But we had 20 good years together. and
That's
this
good.
just wasn't in the cards.
Oh, that man's got a gun. No! Yo, he did not just die. Who are these guys? Don't kill him. That's just a regular dude.
How'd you do that?
Don't really have time to explain.
You from the Pentagon? Huh?
Definitely not.
CIA?
He's a conspiracy theorist.
You ever heard of Area 51, Roswell?
Dang, this guy's got a whole freaking setup. How does this man have so much money?
Did you get a good look at any of them?
Yeah, the first one. And then the big sensitive one.
Sensitive.
They cried a lot. Kept coming back to the alley. Sat there for hours calling a woman's name. Allison. Oh, sir. Yeah, he wasn't the only one. The others came too.
Last week you mentioned your father. How your whole childhood felt like some kind of experiment.
It was an experiment.
Or did it just feel like an experiment?
No, it was literally an experiment.
It was literally an experiment.
It's big deal.
You don't understand. They're going to kill the president a week from today.
That's true.
You're gonna shoot him in the head right here in Dallas, all right? You understand? All right?
Ooh, he took his pen.
Sorry, but I'm okay. I'm okay.
He's gonna escape with that pen.
Bacon.
Smoke an album, I'm sure.
It's in your shoe. That's gross.
To be honest,
You want some of my foot bacon?
I saved the president. You know I can do it.
It's like, hell yeah. Awesome.
Thank God.
After I saved Kennedy. And then you swing us back a few decades so I can slit Hitler's throat out with a butter knife.
This is why you don't have any time.
Yeah, but like paradoxes and stuff
Gordon.
should theoretically prevent him from doing that.
Look, this is for your own good, dear.
No, fine!
Listen, my brother is a very sick man. I only pray that he gets the help he so desperately needs.
Yo, 5. 5, come on, man.
What about you? How are you feeling? My headaches are a lot better. Still no memories. Well then, we just need to get busy making you some new ones. Hmm?
Nice friend. Who is Harlan?
You get any calls yet? I put another missing persons ad in the paper. Figure someone must be searching for you.
Maybe I'm just not the kind of girl you miss. I doubt that very much.
I wonder if Vanya... I think she probably remembers everything. She's just kind of faking it as a way of, like, explaining how she just popped out of time. Looking fresh.
Remember when I told you the engine was overheating?
Oh my gosh.
Smart doesn't make you interesting. Neither does your beard.
Like a photo shoot with John Lennon.
We have to go back. They need you in San Francisco. You were so clingy. I felt like my skin was on fire. I need us in San Francisco.
I have unfinished business. Nobody needs your shit, Klaus. That's why you're always alone.
Okay, Benjamin. Yeah. Fight it out.
Have you showered? Ow, 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 ow.
It must look so dumb.
If you keep undressing me with your eyes, I'm gonna catch cold.
Watch your mouth. Stupid's falling out.
He's bluffing, by the way. He's got nothing.
Okay, I'll put in the sissy necklace.
Ben's lying to him.
Unless you're bluffing.
Deal. You see it. Full house. Kings over sevens.
Oh, well, that's not nothing. Fair is fair, you win. I gotta be on my way.
You got sticky fingers.
And crazy IBS. I mean, it's a miracle I'm sitting down. Showtime, Ben.
Ben's not gonna do anything.
Nah, I'm good.
Yeah.
You're so independent. Go fight your own battles.
You think you could pick a better time to self-actualize?
I bet you're loving this, aren't you? I'm not hating. Which one?
Yeah. He doesn't know. He can't just beep him. Got him. Weirdly easy to get that truck.
You see the little pre-anniversary gift from our beautiful.
It is a
I know I promised you the star.
a book. I was gonna say it's a DVD, 4K Blu-ray of Avengers Endgame.
So you're staring at it every night. So now you can see it whenever you want.
She's just waiting for it to explode. She looks at it in fear. She got married. And meanwhile, Gorilla Boy over here in an underground fight club. Woo! Agile little monkey boy. Okay, that's rude. My God. Luther's an angry man now. I mean, he had some issues in season 1, but he's just like, dang, that was ruthless.
Mind telling me what you're doing here after hours?
Well, this is my wife's place of employment, and some nights we use it as a community gathering spot.
Gathering? For what?
What business is that of yours?
I own the building across the way, a few others nearby. Everything's quiet on my street.
Who cares, man?
But you don't own this building.
Yeah, if you want to buy it, you can go ahead and try.
Did you just deliberately shut this door on my foot, boy? That's assault.
God dang right. Get it, Allison. Beat his ass. I heard a rumor that you're a butthole. Yeah, she's from a time where that don't fly even in the slightest. So it's got to be really tough for her to just like sit there and accept any of that.
Could you ever imagine being that elegant?
You are beautiful.
You're plenty elegant.
Yeah. I see a relationship brewing here. They're gonna kiss at some point this season.
I remember when I
lost my mind.
There was something so pleasant about that place. Even your emotions have an echo in so much.
You trying to break your neck, dude? Oh, he just dislocated his shoulder, I think.
for milk, don't you think?
Not when you're about to die. You got milked. Who are these Witchfinder General looking people? They're like neo-Nazis mixed with the Witchfinder Generals mixed with Lee Harvey Oswald. Yeah, run. That's a lot of bullets, man. So are these people... Do they want this war apocalypse to happen? And so they're trying to kill the Hargreaves? Who are you shooting? You're shooting at nothing, man. Yeah, he looks at him like, what are you doing? Okay. Alright.
Did you learn how to fight like that?
Yeah.
My mother?
I mean, she kind of just caught him off guard.
Don't shoot him.
You can get capped. Yup. You Ministry of Magic looking mofos. What's going on?
I'm more worried about the kid.
What kid?
By the stage?
Yes. What's up, Five?
Oh, yeah? What did he say?
This old man's here to see some strippers.
I was getting off work.
She's too young for you.
Nice to see you too.
Yeah.
What do you want?
For you to stop harboring like an ambitious stripper and sit down with me. How long have you been here?
A year, thanks to you.
I'm sorry, Luther. I know that couldn't have been easy.
I thought everybody was dead.
We have to find the others because the world ends again in 10 days. I have no idea how to stop it.
Come on, Luther.
I don't give a shit.
Yeah, you do. Come on. Luther. Gosh dang it. Pretty good start. Pretty good start to season 2. Excellent soundtrack as always. We started off, they jumped back in time, but he dropped them all in different years, same spot, like it said in the description. And this conspiracy theory dude's just like snapping pics of all of them. And they're all in very different circumstances in their life. So Diego is, of course, Diego, like the pragmatist. He's like, oh, I'm back in time. I know what happens on 11/22/63. He's like, I can stop this. But he's also not like the big thinker where he's actually thinking of like the time travel implications of that. He's obviously not thinking like, can I actually do this, of like what will happen to the timeline if I do this. He's just thinking like, I need to fix something. And so he's saying weird stuff, tries to kill Lee Harvey Oswald, and goes to a mental hospital. So of course that happens to him. Did Luther get sent back the earliest or second earliest? I think he got sent back the second earliest. So Klaus and Ben, I think they got sent back to 1960. And Luther was 61. I think. Luther was 62. Klaus and Ben were 60. Yeah, so Klaus and Ben were first in 1960. Allison was 1961. Luther was 1962. Diego, I think, was 1963. So, all different years. So, but I don't know how they never like found each other. They didn't put any notes in this alleyway like, hey man, if you come to this place and you're my sibling, find me here. Like they just gave up, I guess. But yeah, they're all in super different places. So Diego ends up in a mental hospital because he's been spouting off these things about how he's going to save the president. Typical, if someone came down the street and they're like, I'm from the future, I have to prevent Donald Trump or Barack Obama or whatever from being assassinated, you'd be like, okay, weirdo, settle down. And then if they like took action and tried to do stuff, you'd be like, okay, you need to chill and we need to get you some help. And so he was put in a mental hospital because that's what happens in 1963 actually. Allison, she got put back and immediately goes to a diner and is told she can't be there because it's whites only. So she's got some stuff that she wants to fix because other than Diego, she's the only non-white sibling. Ben, but no one can see Ben, so it doesn't really affect things. So she is not going to have a fun time in 1961, 1962, or whatever whichever year she was in. And over time, I guess of her going back and slowly accepting that Luther's not going to find her, I think she decided in some respects that she had to move on. Similar to what she did in the past already. So like when they were kids, they were in love and she kind of was told, or the situation presented itself where they couldn't be together, so she found someone else. And then now that they were together again, but did that get wiped out in time travel? I don't remember. She's back again, not knowing if she's ever going to see her family again or anything. So she's like, all right, I have to lead the civil rights movement now. I don't know if she's going to be like trying to go farther or if she's going to just like make sure that the things that historically happened in the civil rights movement happened. But yeah, she is definitely not thrilled with the racism happening because, if you're a black woman in America, you're already not, like now, 2020, you're not in the place you want to be. Like black people in general are still for some reason persecuted and face everyday racism in small ways and in large ways, and for like that's even more so worse for women. So if you can imagine like her going back in time and essentially going to a time where that's like not just like rare but commonplace and almost expected, like it must be so hard for her to not like instinctually react like extremely offended. Like I feel like in the 1960s it was almost like a thing of like, oh, okay, like I need to make sure I don't act up and fight this person because things could get worse for me if I do that. Whereas like now it's like automatic response should be, beat this person up. If they are going to be coming in with that racism, they need to get jacked up. Like, no, like racism, I want to be clear. Racism is absolutely abhorrent in every possible way, from every possible angle, no matter what race you are. If you were coming at someone else's race from a place of prejudice or hate or anything like that, you suck and I don't like you. But it must be so hard for her to go back and deal with that crap. So of course she's going to be leading the civil rights movement. Klaus and Ben. So I know from the trailers that Klaus was like a cult leader. And I'm guessing the cult was in San Francisco. And like he said to Ben, they were getting clingy. He's the leader of the cult, so they probably love him. But he was like, yeah, we gotta go, man. We're peacing out of there. And I guess Ben is upset with that because he had some, I'm sure Klaus manifested Ben plenty of times with his gift. So maybe Ben got some friends, possibly, and was interacting with people and liked that because for once it's not just Klaus that's seeing him, if that makes sense. Like maybe Ben actually had a community that he could interact with, and then, he goes wherever Klaus goes. So when Klaus is like, yo, I'm peacing out, that understandably would be upsetting to Ben to just be like, yo, you're taking away my entire, like, actualness, like, me as a person. You're my identity. You're taking that from me. That would suck. Luther, yeah, whereas Allison is moving on in a almost healthy way, Luther is moving on in a not healthy way at all. He had issues last season with his anger and making poor decisions, but he is now protection for like a mob boss, it seems. So he fights in underground fights and makes him money, and then he's his bodyguard at like a bar and stuff. He just is an angry man. Broke that dude's arm with no hesitation at all. So they're all in crazy different places, both physically, like emotionally, situationally, all very different. And then Fives, maybe he dropped him off in different years because he's not excellent. He's still not excellent at controlling his time travel ability, I guess. And doing that with five, I think he said something at the end of last season. He's like, I've never done this with 5 people. I don't know if this is going to work. So that must have took a lot of skill, and he obviously screwed it up. He jumped to what was it, 2 or 3 days after Kennedy is assassinated. And it's like a full-on war. Russia attacked. Nukes are going off. Like, what the balls, man? And I think it was Cha-Cha. Is it Hazel or Cha-Cha? One of the two. I forgot which one that guy is. He plays a serial killer in Mindhunter. He's excellent in that show, by the way. You guys should watch Mindhunter if you haven't seen it. I'm upset that he just got murked in the first 8 minutes of this episode. Like, come on, dude. But he's like, yo, 5, you gotta fix this crap. You got 10 days. Get this done. And then these neo-Nazi Witchfinder general looking people come up and they just destroy him. And then they try and kill Diego later. But Fives is like, yo, what the piss? Goes back to that alley. Finds this conspiracy theorist dude who's like living in this giant building. How does this man afford this spot? Like, does he still sell TVs like downstairs? Like, is this still a business? Or like, what's the deal? I don't know, man. How is this dude, is this place abandoned? Why is there electricity still going in this spot? But he looks like the guy from Back to the Future. What is his name? Ballsack. 1 second. Michael J. Fox. That guy looks like Michael J. Fox. Crazy stuff is happening. Diego and his mental hospital friend escape. Fives like betrays him. Not really, because Fives is like, yo, Fives was Clone Wars. 5 is being like, yo, if you stop Kennedy from being assassinated, that might be what causes the apocalypse. Like, I cannot let you do this because time travel is so freaking complicated. Like, no one knows how it actually works, but a lot of the theories suggest that doing what he is trying to do will severely F things up. Like, time fights back. And even theoretically, with paradoxes, like, he shouldn't be able to do that. Like, if you go back in time for a reason and are trying to complete this thing for some reason, as soon as you complete that task, according to the timeline, that thing then never happened. And then you never have that in your head in the future to have the idea to stop it. So then you never stop it. And it's just like a thing that keeps going. It's like paradox. Like the two things cannot coexist. So who knows if he even would be able to stop it, and maybe that is what causes the apocalypse. Vanya is like a nanny, like a live-in nanny at this people's house or something. Like she's pretending that she doesn't have any memories so that she can explain like dropping out of time. Looks like the husband is not a fan of it because maybe her and the wife are getting a little too close. We know like Ellen Page in real life is a lesbian, I believe. You know, she had a relationship with a guy in season 1, but who knows season 2. You know, I was getting some vibes. Maybe she's gonna start a relationship with his wife. The kid doesn't talk for some reason. Not sure why. That'll probably be explored later. Klaus plays poker, and he was 100% counting on Ben to cheat for him. And then Ben straight up like, yeah, he's got nothing. Flat lie. He's like, full house. Just steals this dude's car and bolts. Gets out of there. Love it. The guy from Good Omens, one of the 4 horsemen, he's in this show. He's now married to Allison, so she like fully moved on. Like got married and everything. Like this is some crazy, like lots of crazy stuff happening. That racist dude's an asshole. Diego escapes from prison. These Witchfinder people attack him. Yeah, like, oh man, this is a solid start. Like, I think this was, again, just like, I mean, it's the first episode of a new season, so it's definitely a setup episode of being like, okay, this is what's going down. This is where everyone is. This is what you can somewhat expect going forward, like the overall problem we got to solve. No real progress was meant to be made in this episode because if any progress was made, it would kind of invalidate the rest of the 9 episodes or whatever. So, yeah, we're presented with our characters in an environment where they are not looking good. They're all separated both physically and like ideologically. They're all in very different mindsets of what is a priority for them right now. 5 is like the only one who's like, yo, we gotta fix this crap, the world's ending. Which is very convenient that he, like Luther and everyone else and Diego were like, of course the world's ending. Yeah, like we already tried this once. Happening again? Of course it's happening again. Like, I think 5 is definitely going to have some trouble getting them back on board. You know, maybe Klaus will be on board because, like, he's sick of that cult. So he's like, all right, going back to Dallas, I'm going to save the world. Because, you know, he doesn't want to do the right thing always, but I think you can always count on him in the end to do what's right. Diego's going to take some convincing because he believes that he can save the president. You know, he's probably in the mentality that he, instead of saving the world, I think he's more interested in saving individuals due to the fact that last season his partner was murdered by Hazel or Cha-Cha, one of the two. I forget which one is which. So he's probably more focused on saving some individual lives, like the president, a prominent person. He wants to be that hero again because he failed to be last season. Vanya, she just wants to live a normal life, man. She's interested in this new lady friend. You know, she might be concerned about how that might screw that up. Allison's definitely got some different priorities. She's like, yo, civil rights need to happen. I have a husband. You know, this is this is my life now. And then Luther's like, yo, F this. I think Five is gonna have to recruit Allison before he recruits Luther, because otherwise he's not coming. Like he's an angry boy, angry gorilla boy, just doing his thing right now. So who knows? I'm excited for the rest of the season. I think those are all my thoughts on this specific episode, though. Let me know what you guys thought of this episode down below in the comments. What do you think is going to happen next if you haven't seen Forward? If you have, don't tell me, please. I don't want to be spoiled. Yeah, what did you think about where everyone's at right now? How they've acted? Like, did you enjoy season 1? Yeah. If you enjoyed my reaction, please leave a like on the video. If you want to see the rest of the season, please subscribe. And I will catch you guys next time. Peace.